would like to establish a conversation around Mark Twain's history doesn't repeat itself, but often rhymes. And
Great.
to frame the conversation in a scope, we can relax later, but the initial scope, I would like to consider the Han Dynasty. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, so the Han Dynasty started in 206 BC and lasted for around 400 years. So I'd like to frame for the conversation into governments that lasted at least 400 years. So we have the Han Dynasty. I would like to consider as well the Roman Republic, starting around 500 BC and lasting for 500 years. Then the Western Roman Empire, from the end of the Roman Republic for almost another 500 years. And then lastly, the Ottoman Empire that lasted for about 600 years and ended in the First World War.
Perfect. That gives us a solid lineup. Each of these governments had unique strengths, challenges, and legacies that influenced future civilizations. The Han Dynasty, for example, is often considered a golden age in Chinese history, laying down administrative structures that lasted for centuries. Similarly, the Roman Republic and later the Western Roman Empire set foundational legal and political precedents that still resonate today. And the Ottoman Empire's longevity and influence over a vast, culturally diverse territory is truly remarkable. It's fascinating to see how these long-lasting states navigated continuity and change.
Yes, when I was thinking about a subject to have a chat with you, first I was thinking about concentrating the attention around the errors that these governments did. But instead of talking about errors, I would like to start from what are the common aspects that long-lasting governments have in common?
That's a great angle to start with. One common aspect of long-lasting governments is their ability to build strong, adaptable institutions. For instance, the Han Dynasty established a merit-based bureaucracy through the civil service exam system, which ensured a level of continuity and competence in governance. Similarly, the Roman Republic and later the Empire had a complex legal system and a network of roads and infrastructure that supported economic and military stability. Another key factor is legitimacy, whether through cultural, religious, or ideological means. The Han Dynasty leveraged Confucian ideals to legitimize their rule, while the Roman Empire eventually adopted Christianity, which helped unify diverse populations. The Ottoman Empire, on the other hand, integrated a flexible system of governance that allowed various regions and cultures to coexist under a central authority. Lastly, these empires managed to balance central authority with local autonomy to a certain extent, allowing them to govern vast territories effectively over long periods.
I would like you to be as critic as you can towards what I am saying, but I have a perception that adaptability is a strong recurrence in these empires.
Absolutely, adaptability is a crucial thread running through these long-lasting empires. They had to evolve in response to internal and external pressures, whether it was changing economic conditions, shifting political landscapes, or new cultural influences. For instance, the Roman Republic transitioned into the Roman Empire as a response to internal strife and the need for a more stable, centralized authority. The Ottoman Empire, too, adapted its administrative structures and military tactics over centuries, which helped it maintain control over a diverse empire for such a long time. Even the Han Dynasty, when faced with external threats like the Xiongnu nomads, adapted their military strategies and engaged in diplomatic marriages and alliances. So your perception is spot on. The ability to adapt and innovate was definitely a cornerstone of their longevity.
Another aspect, it seems to me, is instead of centralizing everything Roman heritage, there is an aspect around merit. What do you think?
Absolutely, meritocracy plays a huge role in the longevity of these states. When governments prioritize competence and ability over simple hereditary succession, they tend to create more resilient administrative structures. The Han Dynasty civil service exams are a prime example. They ensured that officials were chosen based on knowledge and capability rather than just noble birth. This not only fostered a more effective government, but also helped to stabilize society by offering a path to power based on talent. Similarly, the Roman Republic and Empire often incorporated individuals from different regions and social classes into their administrative and military ranks based on merit. The Ottoman Empire, too, had the devshirme system where young boys were recruited and trained for civil and military service, creating a class of highly capable administrators and soldiers who were loyal to the state. In essence, emphasizing merit over mere inheritance helps ensure that the most capable individuals are at the helm, which can significantly contribute to a government's stability and longevity.
Yeah, I am thinking like in examples like uh, what is nowadays considered Spain was a territory far away from the capital Rome. Nevertheless, there were generals that were born in this faraway region that is nowadays Spain. So that's an indication that the Roman Empire was ready to absorb merit, although it was from a distant land.
Exactly. The Roman Empire's ability to integrate talented individuals from its provinces was one of its strengths. Figures like the Emperor Trajan, who was born in what is now Spain, illustrate how the empire could harness the capabilities of people from across its vast territories. This inclusiveness not only expanded the talent pool, but also helped to solidify loyalty and unity across the empire. It showed that Rome wasn't just the city itself, but a cosmopolitan empire where anyone with talent and ambition could rise to prominence. This kind of meritocratic approach helped maintain the empire's stability and adaptability over centuries.
What about the Ottoman Empire?
The Ottoman Empire also excelled at integrating diverse peoples and talents into its governance. One notable example is the devshirme system, where Christian boys from the Balkans were recruited, converted to Islam, and trained for positions in the military and administration. This created a highly skilled and loyal class of officials and soldiers who were crucial to the empire's administration and military might. Additionally, the Ottomans practiced a system of millet governance, which allowed various religious and ethnic communities a degree of autonomy to govern their own affairs under the overarching Ottoman system. This flexibility helped maintain stability and loyalty across a vast and diverse empire for centuries. By valuing talent and maintaining a degree of local autonomy, the Ottomans were able to govern effectively over a long period, much like the Han Dynasty and the Roman Empire.
Any large enough uh, administrative zone, either a republic or an empire, we will have to eventually to deal with foreign languages. Uh, like in the Roman Empire, naturally the official language was Latin, but they had a control over areas with completely different language, like in Egypt. Uh,
Absolutely. Managing linguistic diversity was indeed a significant challenge for these large empires. The Roman Empire, while maintaining Latin as the official administrative language in the West, also used Greek extensively in the eastern provinces, especially after the establishment of Constantinople. This bilingual approach helped them administer a vast and culturally diverse territory more effectively. Similarly, the Ottoman Empire was a mosaic of languages and cultures, including Turkish, Arabic, Greek, Armenian, and many others. The Ottomans allowed a degree of linguistic and cultural autonomy, which helped them manage their diverse population without imposing a single language universally. In both cases, the ability to navigate and respect linguistic diversity contributed to the cohesion and stability of these empires, allowing them to last as long as they did.
it is commonly said that the technological progress found in the Ottoman Empire was consequence of a certain level of freedom inside of the empire. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What is your opinion?
I think there's definitely some truth to that idea. The Ottoman Empire's relative tolerance for different cultures, religions, and ideas created an environment where intellectual and technological exchange could flourish. They were at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, and this unique position allowed them to absorb and integrate innovations from various regions. For example, they adopted and refined technologies like gunpowder weaponry, which played a crucial role in their military successes. At the same time, while the Ottomans did encourage a certain level of intellectual freedom and exchange, they also had periods of conservatism that may have slowed technological progress compared to some European states during the same period. Overall, though, the blend of openness and the empire's strategic position contributed to their ability to stay technologically competitive for many centuries.
You ended commenting on interesting aspects about gunpowder because it was crucial for defeating for the victory in the battle for Constantinople.
Exactly. The use of gunpowder artillery was pivotal during the siege of Constantinople in 1453. The Ottomans under Sultan Mehmed II famously employed massive cannons, including the legendary Basilica cannon, to breach the city's formidable walls.
I think we can consider that the characteristics of a successful government is the ability to adapt, ability to manage different cultures, languages, ideas, and the ability to recognize merit.
Exactly. Those are key characteristics. A successful and long-lasting government tends to be adaptable in the face of changing circumstances, capable of managing and integrating diverse cultures, languages, and ideas, and skilled at recognizing and promoting merit over mere heritage. These traits help create resilient institutions that can stand the test of time and navigate the complexities of governing large populations.
Are there any aspect or example that you think it would be good to comment from the Han Dynasty in China?
One notable aspect of the Han Dynasty was its emphasis on a strong, centralized bureaucracy grounded in Confucian principles. The development of the civil service examination system was a pioneering move that ensured that government officials were selected based on merit and knowledge rather than solely on noble birth. This system not only helped to stabilize governance, but also laid the groundwork for a meritocratic tradition that would influence Chinese administration for millennia. Another key example is the Han Dynasty's role in expanding and consolidating the Silk Road trade routes. This not only boosted economic prosperity, but also facilitated cultural exchanges and technological diffusion, further strengthening the empire's influence and resilience. Overall, the Han Dynasty's combination of institutional innovation, economic integration, and cultural cohesion provides a powerful example of how these elements contribute to a government's longevity.
It's incredible to see ideas that are 2000 years old from both the Han Dynasty, from the Roman Republic. We haven't talked about the Greek Empire, but ideas from the Greek Empire are still found in our modern law books.
It truly is remarkable. The longevity and influence of these ancient ideas underscore how foundational principles of governance, justice, and civil administration have stood the test of time. Concepts like the rule of law, checks and balances, and merit-based appointments have roots in these ancient civilizations and continue to shape modern institutions around the world.
Uh, I would like to change a little bit the focus and talk about the mistakes. What do you think are the common mistakes that led to either impoverishment of their populations or general mistakes? What would you like to comment?
Shifting the focus to common mistakes, there are definitely recurring themes. One major pitfall is over-centralization and bureaucratic corruption. When a government becomes too rigid or corrupt, it can stifle innovation and responsiveness, leading to economic stagnation and public discontent. Another common mistake is overextension, whether through military conquests or unsustainable economic policies. For example, the Roman Empire's overexpansion strained its resources and made it difficult to manage its borders effectively. Similarly, the Han Dynasty faced challenges from overextending its military campaigns and the struggling to maintain control over distant territories. Economic mismanagement, such as heavy taxation without corresponding public benefits, often leads to social unrest and economic decline. The Ottoman Empire, for instance, faced difficulties when it couldn't modernize its economy quickly enough to keep up with European powers, leading to relative impoverishment over time. Ultimately, a combination of these factors, corruption, overreach, and economic mismanagement, often led to the weakening and eventual downfall of these once thriving empires.
It is amazing, how can it be possible that countries nowadays are making the same mistakes done sometimes more than 1,000 years ago? Namely, um, over centralization, corruption, overreaching. Uh, so it is incredible that we are repeating the same mistakes.
It really is striking, isn't it? History often shows us patterns, yet human nature, political dynamics, and short-term incentives can lead to the same missteps. It's a reminder of how crucial it is to learn from the past and apply those lessons to avoid repeating the same errors. The challenge is that every generation faces new contexts and pressures, which can make old lessons harder to recognize in the moment. But acknowledging these historical patterns is a key step toward building more resilient and thoughtful governance today.
Yeah, there is a say that usually the government reflects its own people. And I think that the biggest mistake is that we are not teaching our children mistakes done thousands of years ago.
That's a profound point. Education and historical awareness are crucial in breaking the cycle of repeating old mistakes. When societies place a strong emphasis on learning from the past, it equips future generations with the tools to recognize and avoid those pitfalls. It's about fostering critical thinking, ethical leadership, and a sense of responsibility that spans beyond the immediate moment. By instilling these lessons early on, we can hope to create a more informed and resilient society in the future.
So, just to recap the mistakes, a government that is overreaching, is not recognizing merit, is over centralized, is corrupt, excessive taxes. So this is all in the negative side. It's the mistakes. What they should do right: adaptation, recognizing merit, dealing with diverse cultures, languages, ideas, knowledges, and so it seems that we have a cocktail for success here.
Exactly. You summarized it perfectly. Balancing these elements, avoiding those common pitfalls while fostering adaptability, meritocracy, and inclusivity creates a strong foundation for any lasting government. It's like having a recipe where each ingredient plays a crucial role in ensuring stability and prosperity. With that kind of cocktail for success, societies can thrive and navigate the complexities of governance more effectively.
Well, thank you for your help. It was an awesome chat, and I hope I will see you soon.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was great chatting with you too, and I look forward to our next conversation. Take care.